second test. We basically threw it to an inverter now, and you can see we're using 12 volts at 0.47 of an amp. Now we're going to turn on we're using 48. Now we're going to plug in a light, just a simple light. That plug is hard to find at the moment. Well, let's trace it down. I just saw it move. Oh, here we go. Alright. So we got this plug. We'll throw it in the inverter. Alright, the light came on. We dropped. I smelled it burning. But look, it went right back up and started generating power. We're not even using nothing, and we got the amp running. 48. Well, that's not good enough? Oh, let me get the fan. Keep the eyes on that. Let me grab the fan up real quick. As you see it running, look. 11.9. Let's see if it drops. Well, now I'm actually using power, so that's ill. But here goes the fan. I don't want to put it there. We'll put it on the ground. As you can see, it's hooked to the battery. I ain't saying that it's doing its own thing. I'm saying it's charging the battery enough where it's doing its thing. Let's plug in the fan. We got another outlet here. Alright, the fan's in. Let's give it some power. Look at the fan run. Look. Still 18. Now if it drops down, we're using half an amp. That motherfucking pot is burning. It's going good too. So I'm gonna take this fan. Y'all see it running. And I'm gonna help it cool. I'm gonna help it cool that pot down. Alright, well, 11.9 at 2 minutes. But we're running two things here. That motherfucker humming, but look how it's shaking. Yeah, it's funny because I'm cooling that pot down with this fan. But it don't even need it. And that's what I was saying before. Look at the work. So I'm going to put this down. No, I'm not going to turn it off. You can see the fans running. You can see this light is being powered by it. I'm using those ever volts. Now just to show you that that's doing it, look, it's still at 119. How's it not using any power? At 3 minutes, you're going to tell me this fan and that light wouldn't use any power? But just so you see, look, I'm going to turn it off. See the light went off? That shit's still humming. The fan went off. That shit humming. Quiet. A machine working. Let's get the proof of work being done. I'm just pulling it off. Look at the pot. Look at the potentiometer. Red. Work is being done. Remember, that's the source I could tap. But let's go over this. What's going on here? So, I took a motor, put freaking neodymium magnets on it. 4 extra neodymium magnets. I took another DC motor. So the first is a DC motor. Here's another DC motor. I put 2 neodymium magnets on this one. Extra. Now, mind you, this is all extra. I insulated it with a piece of rubber hosing, and I clamped it down with regular adjustable clamps. That's all it is to the generator itself. It's 2 motors. 2 DC motors that I use neodymiums to up the power. I I just soldered that. That's why that's all fucking taped like that. And then it's going into a capacitor, or you could call this a capacitor. It's a ZAC cap. It's basically one of those for your amp. Boy, I smell that motherfucker burning. Ooh, look, it's baking red hot. Look, I'm still at 119 at 5.5 minutes. It's just humming. So it's not burning any power. Now, let's turn it back on. Look, the light came back on. We went at 118. 5 point something. So if it goes to 17, I have to concede. That pot's doing this thing though. Fan is running. It's working. But so to finish talking, the second motor is running into the cap. Now the cap is dumping its energy into the upstep transformer, which is rated for 12 volts. This is a small upstep transformer. It can only put out 12 volts, which is why I'm seeing 12 volts. Oh, we are dropping. So it's too much draw. Let's see. Let's see if it dropped down. Now I cut the draw on it. Look, it went up. 19. And it just it just powered itself back up. That's the proof right there. Look, the power went back up. Alright. So you clearly see it's doing what I said. It's powering itself. But it has the power to run a light and a fan. Now, mind you, I didn't make this one even able with enough, I basically didn't make this one to do this. I just did this to show you. Like, I just basically hooked up an inverter. 2,500 watt, 2,500 watt inverter. And as you can see in the back, I got 2 cables and they run down. Now that first battery is not hooked up to nothing. That's just an extra battery that I got. And I got wire, of course, but now this battery is what's doing everything. I got, see those 2 clamps? Those clamps are actually what's keeping the inverter running. Those other 2, see the yellow wire and the green? Those are these 2 wires coming from the power upstep transformer. Look, I'm at 18 and it's running. You don't think by now this shit should have done drained to 17? But you seen it go to 17? Well, it never really went to 17. But it just, it's powering itself though. I'm gonna do 10 minutes. Shitting on niggas, look. Only, and look, here's the other, look at the pot. Look, I just hit the wire and made it start acting funny. But look, 18. Working. 18 at a half an amp, like 11.8 volts. After 10 minutes, we're gonna call it quits. But that definitely proven my point. Now it's actually ran something and ran itself. Now running itself, it'll run all day running itself at my configuration I have it now. As you can see, 11.8. It's not going to drop. It only a drop if I'm using more energy than I'm putting in. See, now I'm going against the grain. I have to do more work. This one, like I said, wasn't built to do a lot of work. I'm overworking it. I probably could just power that light and it wouldn't even. It's because I'm powering that fan. And that fan is drawing some fucking wattage. Like, but that's 10 minutes. We're gonna call it. Turn it off. The crazy thing is, this is how I turn it off. With that now. It's 2 turn-offs. Look, the battery is at 12.1. Let's measure the battery. So we'll turn on our trusty voltmeter. And we'll find the 2 leads. Looks to be these 2. You see there's nothing. We'll put a red one over here. And I come up with 1217. 1217. That's saying 1220. So that's pretty much accurate. The voltmeter said 1217. I'm at 1220. So, I mean, you tell me what's going on here. Period. This is the last public test. I just had to prove my point. My little unlimited energy generator works. Peace.